people in the rural area don't have the time, money.
Snake restaurant. Ready for snake? Roast
Exchange, but I can make a whole video on that too, so.
Hold the gate. This market is mainly on one big street that is completely...
There's a place where people cut hair on sidewalks. Entire families ride a single motorbike, and you might see a snake's heart eaten raw, right in the middle of the street. Welcome to Vietnam, where daily life would break multiple laws in the United States. In this video, we're uncovering 9 bizarre and fascinating things that are perfectly normal in Vietnam, but totally illegal across America. Number 9. DIY medication, pharmacist or self-proclaimed doctor. In Vietnam, popping into a pharmacy and grabbing medicine without a prescription is as casual as buying a bottle of water. Antibiotics, painkillers, and even strong medications are often sold over the counter. Locals rely heavily on pharmacists, friends, or family for medical advice rather than visiting a doctor. There are multiple reasons. Medical appointments can be costly and time-consuming, and many people view self-medication as a cheaper, faster solution. Pharmacies are literally everywhere, offering convenient fixes for everyday ailments. But in the US, this kind of practice would be completely illegal. Prescription drugs require a licensed doctor's written approval, and pharmacists can face serious consequences for dispensing medication without it. Not only is it a violation of medical law, but it's considered dangerous due to the risks of misuse, resistance, and misdiagnosis. Number 8. Snakes publicly drained of their blood. It's not a common sight in most countries, but in Vietnam, especially in rural areas or places like Lammat Snake Village, you might witness a snake being publicly slaughtered in the street. The spectacle is both shocking and mesmerizing. The snake's throat is slit, blood is drained into a bottle of rice wine, and sometimes the still beating heart is consumed immediately for vitality. Snake wine is believed to possess medicinal properties and is a staple of adventurous culinary experiences in Vietnam. In the US, public slaughtering of animals, especially exotic ones like snakes, would violate multiple laws including animal cruelty statutes, public health regulations, and wildlife protection acts. Doing this on a sidewalk in front of children, authorities would be called immediately. Number 7. Eating meats that would spark protests in America. Vietnamese cuisine is known for pushing the boundaries of what Western palates consider acceptable. Dishes made with dog meat, fertilized duck eggs, balut, crocodile, turtle, and water rats are all available on local menus. While these meals are rooted in cultural history and regional traditions, consuming dog or turtle meat in the US is illegal and socially taboo. Most American states have outlawed the consumption of pets such as dogs and cats, and protected wildlife like turtles are off limits under federal conservation laws. In the US, even talking about eating these animals would provoke strong public backlash, not to mention legal action. Number 6. Noisy karaoke at 2 a.m. In Vietnam, karaoke is a national obsession. You'll hear it blasting from street corners, balconies, or inside homes, and often deep into the night. Don't be surprised if you're jolted awake at 2 a.m. by your neighbor's heartfelt rendition of a love ballad. Despite growing complaints, enforcement of noise levels remains relatively lax, especially in less urbanized areas. In contrast, most US cities have strict noise ordinances. Any loud music after 10 or 11 p.m. can result in police visits, hefty fines, or even arrests for disturbing the peace. A midnight karaoke session in your backyard could lead to serious consequences. Number 5. Using the road as a living room. One of the most surreal yet charming aspects of Vietnam is how sidewalks and roads double as public living spaces. It's not unusual to see people eating meals, cutting hair, playing chess, or even napping on plastic chairs inches away from passing traffic. This street culture adds to Vietnam's vibrant energy, but from a legal perspective, it's chaotic. In the US, public safety regulations, zoning laws, and pedestrian protection laws prohibit such practices. Blocking a sidewalk or road for personal use would likely result in citations or removal by authorities. It's not just frowned upon, it's illegal and considered a public hazard. Number 4. Open-air butchering in markets. Vietnam's wet markets are a sight to behold. Fresh meat, poultry, and seafood are prepared right on the street, often in front of customers. Chickens are slaughtered, fish are gutted, and pigs are portioned with skillful precision, all out in the open. This ensures freshness and keeps costs low. but it also means limited sanitation, inconsistent refrigeration, and exposure to dust and pollution. In America, food safety is heavily regulated by health departments. Open-air butchering violates numerous food handling codes, which require meat to be processed in licensed, sterilized environments. Selling meat this way in the US would get a vendor shut down and possibly prosecuted. Number 3, horns all day, every day. In Vietnam, honking isn't aggressive, it's communicative. It's a way of saying, "I'm here, I'm passing," or "be careful." It's almost like a language of its own. Drivers honk constantly, especially motorbikes weaving through narrow streets and heavy traffic. This may sound like madness to Western ears, but in Vietnam, it's just part of the flow. In the US, however, horn usage is tightly regulated. Excessive or unnecessary honking can lead to traffic citations for disturbing the peace or violating noise laws. You might get away with a quick honk to avoid an accident, but anything beyond that, get ready for a ticket. Number 2, 3, 4, or even 5 people on one motorbike. Vietnam's motorbike culture is legendary. Motorbikes are everywhere, and they're used for everything, from carrying chickens to transporting refrigerators. Entire families can be seen riding together, dad driving, mom holding groceries, a child in front, and a baby squeezed in the middle. While technically the law allows only 2 people per bike, enforcement is often overlooked, especially in rural or family settings. Try this in the US, and you're asking for trouble. Traffic laws require proper seating, seatbelts in cars, and motorcycle-specific safety regulations. Overloading a bike would result in fines, license penalties, or impoundment of the vehicle. Number 1, street vendors cooking on the side of the road. Street food is the heart of Vietnamese cuisine. On nearly every corner, you'll find vendors cooking noodles, grilling meat, or brewing coffee on makeshift stoves, all just steps from speeding motorbikes. It's affordable, tasty, and part of the culture. But in the US, this would be a legal and regulatory minefield. While food trucks and stalls do exist in America, they're subject to strict health inspections, zoning permits, and fire safety codes. Vendors must operate in designated areas and use approved equipment. A street vendor casually cooking over an open flame without permits could be fined, shut down, or even arrested. If you found these weird facts fascinating, hit that like button, subscribe for more eye-opening global content, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss a video.